everyone, it is Kelsey from HIITBURN.com, and we have a very special guest with us today. We have Eric Gitenstein from MF Tasty Food Cart here in Portland, Oregon. We're really excited because he is going to cook some amazing dishes for us today. Today's dish is going to be zucchini pasta carbonara, and we are so excited because it is perfect for your lower carb days, so you can have something that's super tasty, but also help you stay lean and move towards your results.
Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're gonna cut up some zucchini for the zucchini carbonara pasta dish. Basically, carbonara is egg yolk, pecorino-romano, some bacon. It's awesome, super rich dish. But if you're trying to get a little bit more low carb, what you can do is substitute it for a vegetable like zucchini. And if you have one of these fun little peelers or a cheese grater or something, basically what we're gonna do is peel it into ribbons of pasta. So we have some zucchini here. All I'm gonna do is just chop the ends off, just because nobody wants to eat this part. It's kind of gross. So that goes away. I'm gonna do it on these other ones right here real quick. So, boom. And then we're gonna use this fun machine. Basically, you just put the guy in, start twisting it. Little ones come out. We'll just do this into a bowl to work clean. And if you try and finesse this, then you can get longer ribbons. If you just kind of jerk back and forth, you'll see like smaller little pieces come out. But if you take the extra time, then you'll get a little bit of length on it. Really, it's just how you want it to wrap around your fork. So this is what your zucchini will look like once you run it through that machine. And so you can see you have ribbons that kind of look like pasta, but it's a vegetable. All right, so we're slicing up bacon into smaller pieces. If you want to get fancy about it, it's a lardon. Overlying theme is workable sizes that you can work in. So if you don't feel comfortable stacking like an entire sheet of bacon, which you don't need for any of these recipes, just work smaller, stack them up so they're all evenly lined up. We're just gonna slice through. And the biggest thing is don't try and bang everything out. Just be like, oh, I want to see how fast I can do this. Just make sure you do the right cut. Push through. Make sure that, you know, the protein actually separates into smaller pieces, because otherwise, if you don't, what you do is you have like this weird, you know, kaleidoscope of like 14 chunks of bacon, and this doesn't look as good. Weird size things don't cook as evenly. Just clear the board as we do it. And you guys may notice that I have a different cutting board than the regular one. Totally not necessary. Just make sure that you keep your cutting board clean if you do that. I just so happen to have an extra one, so we're gonna use this guy. Next thing we're gonna do is render the bacon. So what we have is medium bottomed saute pan. Reason is just you're gonna have a lot of fat that's cooking out. You want it to not scorch. A thicker bottom is gonna redistribute the heat a little bit better, and it will save you from scorching. So this guy's on. We got our chopped bacon. Goes right in the pan. And the big thing with this is you don't want to add any additional fat to it. People can sometimes, you know, if you're in a rush, you know, add some extra oil thinking like, oh, that fat will crisp up. But really the key to like nice crispy bacon chunks is just let its own fat cook out. You're gonna get a lot crispier product in the end, and it's not gonna be overly greasy. You're not gonna be sitting there patting stuff dry. And that's that. Basically what I have right here is the same pan that we rendered our bacon in. We're gonna reintroduce that fat to it, and that's gonna be our cooking liquid. So that's gonna heat up. And once this gets to a good temperature, which really just you're gonna see some movement with oil sheening up a little bit so that it will actually cook, as opposed to you're throwing stuff in a cold pan and then won't cook evenly. So I can see little bubbles on this, and it's starting to kind of make some noises. So we know we're heating it up. Once that's the case, then the zucchini ribbons that we sliced up before, that's gonna go in the pan. It's gonna get cooked out in that. And then we just throw a few ingredients in, we're done. So we're gonna see how this is at right now. I'm just gonna do like a little sample. So just kind of distribute everything around. Also, one thing to keep in mind with this recipe is because you're using the rendered bacon fat, there's already gonna be like a little bit more saltiness than oil. So go a little bit lighter on the salt when you do finish this. All right. Give it a quick toss. Let's get it around. We're gonna add a little black pepper over the top. And even though we did just discuss going light on the salt, you still want to add some. So I'm just using a little pinch. So you can always add more, you can't take it out. So this is gonna get tossed just to kind of redistribute the salt and pepper that we added to it. And I can smell it's already starting to cook out a little bit, which is awesome. If you're already in a pinch for time too, you can kind of put a lid on it, it'll steam it out a little bit. Just make sure you take the lid off to finish it so we can get rid of all that excess moisture so you don't have like super soggy noodles. Also, a good way to practice this is just take a cold pan and some uncooked rice, and you'll see if it comes out of the pan or not, and you get really good at tossing the stuff. But also keep in mind, every time you take the pan off the heat, it's going to take longer to get back up to temperature. So unless you want to show off and take 30 minutes to do a 10-minute recipe, keep it on. So you can see now too, like a little bit of the liquid of like the water weight that is in the zucchini is cooking out a little bit. So we're almost there. I'm just going to check on one of these guys. I'm going to break off a piece. It's still giving me like a little bit of resistance, so it's not cooked all the way, but same like pasta, just taste it. It's almost there. And then wash your hands afterwards. So basically we're at the point now that the zucchini is pretty much cooked out. And you kind of see it's wilted a little bit. It still has a firm shape. The rest of making carbonara, we're modifying it a little bit, just to keep it on the healthier side. So classically, you're gonna have bacon, egg, mostly egg yolk, and some cheese. Some people will debate heavy cream. For the sake of this healthier version, we're gonna skip the heavy cream and we're gonna do whole eggs instead of egg yolk, so you get a little bit more protein from the egg white. The biggest thing with this is you have to do it very quickly so you don't have scrambled eggs in your pasta. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add all the bacon that we rendered out. Reason that we pulled it out is once we use the fat to cook this in. Secondly, if you had the bacon in the whole time, you would have charred bacon, which is not delicious for anyone. So, got this guy back in. I'm gonna give it a quick toss, just kind of make sure everything's nice and even. Biggest thing at this point is, so you're gonna turn the heat off and you're gonna use what's called carryover heat. It's basically, the pan is still hot, there's no heat source on it anymore, so you're just cracking your eggs in. Adding a little salt and pepper on those guys. You're gonna give a quick stir. So you can see the egg whites forming. Once you get to that point, what you're gonna do is you're gonna grate your cheese in, and it's gonna bind with the egg, and that's what's gonna create the sauce. If you get big chunks like that in, then you're just gonna have to stir it a little bit more. But either way, just gonna stir, 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 let that cheese melt, and you can see it's kind of making like a creamy sauce if I don't drop it all over the counter. Now we're ready to plate. All right, so carbonara is done. Really all we gotta do now is plate it, throw a couple garnishes on it. Really all that does, it's not gonna make it, well, it will make it taste better, but it makes it look a lot better. And like I said, you eat with your eyes first. So everything's rendered in here, kind of got that creamy sauce. I would do the same thing you would do with any sort of pasta, kind of twist it up. What that's gonna do is create height. once this guy goes in, we're just gonna kind of twist it up. And then, just for fun, I'll grate a little bit extra cheese on there. Wipe our rim. A little black pepper. A little parsley for color. You're good to go, man.
All right, so we have the final product here. I am so excited to try it. So let's dig into this carbonara.
Go for it.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Get a little bit.
Dive in. It's gonna get messy.
So good.
This is also a fun couples dish if you want to do like, you know, Lady in the Tramp.
Seriously, this is so incredibly good and is a great lower carb option for traditional pasta. So thank you so much, Eric, for helping us prepare this today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our daily videos. We'll have lots more nutrition tips, more recipe videos. And also, if you're in the Portland area, make sure you check out MF Tasty Food Cart. And you can see Eric and he can prepare some great food for you. So thanks so much for joining today, and we will see you tomorrow.